Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the 2023 finance bill was referred to as scandalous and a drum full of poison by the Azimio la Umoja members of parliament. That was their position. And indeed, they were right. That finance bill, which is now Finance Act, is so poisonous and it is scandalous. Just focus on the fuel scandal. It started here in Kenya, now Uganda, and it is now exploding all over. When Sifuna said that this is a drum full of poison, it was treated as a mere political statement. But indeed, Sifuna was right. Raila the other day came out and warned William Samoei Ruto that we are seeing Uganda complaining because of cartels within William Ruto's government who are now making fuel so much expensive. And now Uganda is out planning now to use Tanzania pipeline to get their fuel rather than getting their oil through Mombasa, that's Kenya. Because Uganda, of course, is landlocked, so they depend largely on Kenya for as end report. So what is happening? When Raila said that the other countries are going to follow the suit on what Uganda has done, it was like a joke. Today, if you check in the news, there was one of the CEOs who are in oil business who appeared on BBC, and he revealed that we have 4 other East Africa countries that are following Uganda in opposing Kenya oil deal. So 4 you add to Uganda, you have 5. These are countries that were depending on Kenya to have their oil import. Now they are saying a big no. So it's clear, in as much Ruto was showing his gluttonous way of getting as much money as possible, they are going to lose more than what they had anticipated for. Because when they were doing the calculation, they knew we have so many countries in East Africa, those landlocked countries, they're depending on Kenya as a seaport. So today, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, Uganda, then DRC are saying no. Uganda, they made their decision through their parliament. They're out of Kenya. And soon they will be fully using or depending on Tanzania. So Rwanda is thinking of the same. Burundi is planning on the same. DRC doing the same. And South Sudan. The biggest beneficiary here is Tanzania and Sudan. Imagine this is how we are going to lose. 40% of total fuel import from Kenya, that's Kenyan fuel import, it always found its way in 2 countries, DRC and South Sudan. 40% of Kenya fuel import, ile imekuja tu pap 100%, 40 inapita through Uganda, inaenda South Sudan, na inaenda Democratic Republic of Congo. Then again, 90% of Ugandan fuel import is through Kenya. They are importing their fuel from Kenya. And if Uganda is going out the same way it's now showing, Kenya is going to lose a minimum of 15 billion Kenyan shillings. 15 billion. That's the minimum ya chini kabisa. But it's going to be more than this. Maybe we're talking about 20 billion shillings. What about this 40% yenye inaenda DRC, ingine inaenda South Sudan? Itakuwa how many billions? That's one country. So imagine we're talking about 5 countries. You can multiply. And you can have the figure in terms of billions that Kenya is going to lose because of a poisonous finance bill and the cartels that Ruto imposed through the finance bill to take money. Sasa Wakenya wasipochunga, wakati Ruto anaenda kukosa hizi pesa, labda tuta move from 16%, maybe it will be 26% or 30%. Mtaka yote, ukosa yote. Hii msemo ilikuwa ya ukweli. And that saying is evidently clear in Kenya. We have the real living example here. Ruto wanted to maximize money because he knows the easiest way to get money is through oil. But the Museveni said, no, we cannot go extra to fund your own pocket in the name of importing fuel through Kenya. So Museveni is not alone. I'm sure Museveni hand is all over here in Rwanda, is all over here in Burundi, DRC, is all over here in South Sudan. Uhuru had tried by every means possible to even allocate some land to Uganda, South Sudan. He knew the benefit that Kenya was getting was huge than that land. But again, the land still belonged to Kenya, but it was just there for business. Uhuru understood business and what Kenya was gaining. We were gaining a lot. But now we have a man who is focusing more. In fact, we have tenderpreneurs in power. And because of the ideas of collecting money from Kenyans for their own personal interest or benefit or gain, now they end up losing everything. Because I'm sure when they were doing this finance bill, they had calculated through through Uganda, we will get these billions. Through Rwanda, we will get these billions. Through Burundi, we have these billions. DRC and South Sudan. Yote iko kwa hesabu yao. But if all of these countries are going to go out the way they are showing, because there is a lot of reluctance from the 5 countries from importing their oil through Kenya, because of the deal G2G between Kenya and the Gulf countries. Wanasema no, hatuko kwa hii mambo. We will not finance you, William Ruto, and your pockets. So Museveni refused to fund the middlemen, and his hand is all over. Beneficiaries, Tanzania, South Sudan. Not South Sudan, Sudan. So kama Kenya walikuwa wanajivunia they have the biggest seaport, they should know that they are helping Tanzania to build more strong and a huge seaport to enable them to carry this business. Na imeanza na mambo ya mafuta. Itaruka kwa mafuta, itakuja kwa vitu zingine. Before Ruto will finish his 5 years, Kenya will be so much backward. Tutakuwa nyuma sana. Economically, we are going to backslide. And it is clear. Someone told William Ruto, you cannot tax a nation or a country to prosperity. For him, he believed that what Uhuru and Kibaki did in 20 years, uchukua ya Kibaki 10, uchukua ya Uhuru 10, he can do it in 5 years. And the result is all over. You can see it. So how much are we going to lose? Remember, this is the money that was boosting Kenyan economy, because when Tanzania pay, they don't pay in Tanzania shillings, they pay in dollar. So our dollar reserve is good. Tell me, how shilling is going to continuously lose value. Inaenda kupoteza nguvu kabisa, itapoteza nguvu kabisa. As we will open our eyes, shilingi moja itakuwa dola moja itakuwa ni 200 shillings. Itakuwa ni 200. And the Tanzania shilling is going to gain value. Uganda shilling is gaining value. Na zingine zote. So tulikuwa najivunia sijui tuko na economy nzuri, our shilling is strong, it is being destroyed by an individual who is focusing more on what they can gain, but not a gain for Kenya. So the plan to tax Kenya into prosperity has backfired in 1 year time, and the result is all over.